Hey everyone, what's up? It's Babylonius from peakofserenity.com here with a brief video to talk about Fist of Fury canceling and the benefits of it, as well as when you do or do not do it. So the first thing to talk about is if you like my UI or anything like that, or are looking for additional information, check out the description below. There are links to Peak of Serenity where you can find more information about this Fist of Fury mechanic and stuff like that. So, getting into it. Fist of Fury, as you probably know, is one of Windwalker's bigger damage abilities. It costs 3 chi generally, and what happens is that when Storm, Earth, and Fire is up, right? As you'll see here, I'll cast Storm, Earth, and Fire. Right, so they're out. Focus them on one target just so you can see. Cast Fist of Fury, right? So they mimic my Fist of Fury. However, when the global cooldown is up, I press Blackout Kick. Right? They also copy my Blackout Kick, but as you notice, they're still using Fist of Fury. So that's where that's a big deal. I used Fist of the White Tiger. They use Fist of the White Tiger. They're still casting Fist of Fury. Right? I use Rising Sun Kick. They use Rising Sun Kick. You can even see, this here is their visual for Rising Sun Kick, this orange circle, as they do a backflip while Fist of Furying. Right? So to play this back in real speed, Fist of Fury, they're still doing it, and it stops there. Right? So that's the reason that it's beneficial to cancel. They continue to do it. So essentially, when they're out, you do 45% damage, and each of them do 45% damage, and that adds up to 135% damage. So the reason you cancel it is because they still copy things, so they still will deal equal to what you cast, and they continue to do it. So you are only losing out on 45% of a Fist of Fury cast. So you're getting 90% of the value after that 1 second. And if you figure, you're dealing with one global cooldown, you're getting roughly 100%, maybe a little bit more than 100% of a normal Fist of Fury value out of your Storm, Earth, and Fire. As well as being able to cast other things while they do it. Right, so here again, just keep going about things, and Fist of Fury will come back up again, and you'll see, I can do it again. All right, so I have the Chi, cast Fist of Fury, right, cast Rising Sun Kick, and see if I can pause at the right time. Right, so again, they're still using Fist of Fury. They did a backflip with Rising Sun Kick. It's visually bananas. And they're still doing it even after having landed Fist of Fury. Or after landed their Rising Sun Kick backflip. I use Tiger Palm, they use Tiger Palm, and Fist of Fury is still going. Alright, so again, Fist of Fury, Rising Sun Kick, Tiger Palm, and they're still channeling that. Now, this is not something that you're going to want to do all the time. The reason for that is because Windwalker is a spec that is based entirely on our resources. If you are canceling your Fist of Fury, you're not getting the full benefit of that Fist of Fury for the resources that you spent. Fist of Fury costs 3 chi. It's our most resource-intensive ability. And it deals relatively high amounts of damage per the chi that you spent. So that's why most of the time you want to let it channel through. However, there are 2 scenarios, technically 3 scenarios, but 2 scenarios. There's 2 scenarios in PvE where you'll want to cancel it. The first one is during Weapons of Order. Now, I can pull up my a Weapons of Order time. Skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so you'll see Weapons of Order is up. And the reason that you do this during Weapons of Order is that you use... Whoop, that was too far ahead. There we go. Okay, right. So I use Rising Sun Kick, and during Weapons of Order, Rising Sun Kick gives you a debuff or a buff, I should say, that reduces the chi cost of Fist of Fury, Rising Sun Kick, Blackout Kick, Storm, Earth, and Fire, or Spinning Crane Kick, and so on, by 1. So instead of Fist of Fury being 3 chi, it's down to 2. So you figure that essentially makes it 50% more chi efficient. Right? Instead of the damage being divided by 3, now it's being divided by 2. Sorry, 33% more chi efficient. So that's where it becomes more chi efficient. So at that point, it's chi efficient enough that as long as Storm, Earth, and Fire is up, and you have this Rising Sun Kick debuff, you can cancel Fist of Fury. So you see Fist of Fury is up. I don't cancel it with any type of macro. What you cancel it with is just the next ability that's up. Right, so you see there, I use Blackout Kick, and that canceled it, right? So Weapons of Order, Rising Sun Kick, and it's hard to see because the spirits are down here, right? So Fist of Fury, you can see them a little bit casting it. They use Blackout Kick, and they are still casting it. There are, right, so inside Weapons of Order, that's fine. The things that will cancel their abilities are Spinning Crane Kick, because it's a channel, and any other casting, Chi Burst, Crackling Jade Lightning, anything that they copy. They don't copy Chi Burst, and they don't copy Crackling Jade Lightning. Well, you're really not going to be using Crackling Jade Lightning, so that's not really a matter. They don't copy Vivify. They don't copy anything like that. What they do copy is Spinning Crane Kick. So as long as you don't use Spinning Crane Kick while they're channeling, they can continue to do it. If you practice it, that you can use Whirling Dragon Punch while they're Fist of Fury, and they will jump up and spin around while still Fist of Fury. All right, so that's really the primary time that you're going to see most people talking about clipping Fist of Fury. Canceling it, clipping, functionally the same thing. The other time is during a fight where you have a very short window, where you want to do the most possible damage in that short window. So a fight like Sludge Fist, where when Sludge Fist runs into a pillar, he hits and he takes increased damage for those, whatever, 10 seconds, say it's 10 seconds or whatever it is, right? So during that window, you don't care about resources. You want to get as much damage into that window as possible. So you're going to have Storm, Earth, and Fire up anyway because you want to save it for that window. But if you don't have Weapons of Order, you still want to cancel Fists of Fury because you can get, the maximum amount of damage into that small window. This is the same reason why you'll see a lot of players in PvP clipping Fists of Fury while Storm, Earth, and Fire is up, because you still get a lot of the value while you're able to do other things like Rising Sun Kick. So that puts a lot of pressure into a very small window. Even though it's not very chi efficient, the goal is to blow them up, especially inside of a burst window, is to blow up the enemy as quickly as you can. So that's where you see a lot of people will do it inside Storm, Earth, and Fire, inside arenas, as long as they're not using Fist of Fury defensively for its parrying abilities. So those are really the two primary times that you will cancel Fist of Fury. Other times you might cancel it is you're in Mythic Plus, or something like that. You have multiple targets and you want to just get one more Spinning Crane Kick in or squeeze that Whirling Dragon Punch in before everything dies. So that's where something you might cancel it. Even if you don't have clones, you might cancel it, use Fist of Fury, cancel it with a Whirling Dragon Punch, to get that last big hit before they disappear. So there are some minor nuances for that stuff, but in general, you're really only going to primarily cancel it when Weapons of Order is up, assuming you're a Kyrian, and Storm, Earth, and Fire. If you're not a Kyrian, you're probably going to go through most of the time without canceling Fist of Fury, outside of like one specific instance on a fight like Sludge Fist. So hopefully that explains things a little bit, and how we can take advantage of how stupid our clones are and some of the more interesting things that they do while we're able to do it. Again, this is really only functionally useful inside of Storm, Earth, and Fire and Weapons of Order. If you don't have if you don't have Storm, Earth, and Fire up, there's really generally no point in doing that. And Weapons of Order makes it chi efficient enough to do so. So hopefully this explained things a little bit more. If you liked the video, make sure to subscribe, comment, let me know what you liked about it, other things you'd like me to talk about. Check out my other videos on my YouTube channel. I'm trying to put out more when I have a chance. And support me through Patreon and PayPal, which are linked below. Obviously, the more support that I get, the easier it is for me to convince my wife to watch my daughter while I do this stuff. So I hope you found this useful. And until next time, have a good night, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are.